Gold is one of the most popular investment choices out there, but it's important to understand its limitations before we invest in it. So, the harsh reality is that gold probably is not the best investment choice for you guys. In this video, we will debunk all the myths and unveil the truth. We will compare the performance of gold to other types of investment, and in the end I will give you an unpopular opinion about this type of investor. So with no further ado, let's start. First, why gold has underperformed other types of investment. You have to understand gold is different to when you compare to other types of investment. Gold is like a safe haven asset, but it has underperformed of types of investment over the long term. For example, you can look to the graph above. We have the graph of the performance of gold during the last 60 years. Yes, it is a really good graph, but it has a lot of volatility. You have high peaks, periods of the inflation, wars. When the economy is bad, that's when gold is improved because it's like a safe asset. When the economy is bad, investors are afraid of problems in the economy in the world. They try to minimize the risk and go to safe havens like gold, for example. So but when compared to the graph under, we have the comparison of the performance of gold against the S&P 500 at red and the Dow Jones index at blue. And you see in the last 10 years, if you invested in gold, you had a return of 50%, while if you invest in the S&P 500, you have almost 150% return. So that's a triple of the return. If you invest in the S&P 500, you'll have the triple of the profits when you compare to the gold, for example. So when you look to the average return, the S&P 500 have returned around 9-10% per year, while gold have returned an average of 3% per year. That's a big difference, especially when you invest for the long term. If you compare that performance in 1 year, it would not look like a big deal or a big difference, but 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, it will be a big difference, and you'll wish not to be invested in gold, but in assets like the S&P 500, for example. And that happens because gold is not a productive asset. It doesn't produce any income like stocks or bonds. In stocks you have growth, you have profits, and in gold it's like a commodity. That's a good you have, and you have advantage. But overall, if you are an investor, you want to be in the best assets you can find with the best returns, and gold might not be the best investment out there. So like I've told, gold is a scarce asset. There is only so much gold in the world, and its supply is relatively inelastic. This means that the price of gold can be very volatile, like we can see over there. When there are periods of uncertainty, crisis, inflations, investors tend to invest in gold so they can minimize the risk in their portfolio or their wealth. So for me, that's my unpopular opinion. Why I believe gold is not an investment, but a way to preserve wealth. So, in my opinion, gold it's not the best investment. I don't look like an investment. It's like a way to preserve wealth. Gold can be a good way to diversify your portfolio and protect against inflation. It's not the best investment for the long-term growth. If you are an investor with a long-term horizon, if your horizon is like more than 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, you don't want to be invested in gold because you want to be investing in asset rates, for example, even in bonds, for example, treasuries. That tends to be a better investment for the long term. But if you are like close to retirement, you only have like 5 more years of work and you want to retire, you might want to start thinking on invest a part of your portfolio or your wealth, or staying a little bit on cash and a little bit on gold so you can preserve your wealth, because at that age, if you are close to retire, you don't want to to take some risk, you want to preserve your wealth, and that's when the gold, for example, it's a good way of invest. For example, or when you are bearish on the economy and you are looking for crisis, inflations, and you think the economy will turn around and it will be bad, then you want to might be on gold. That might be a good option, but this is timing the market, and I don't want to be trying to time the market because it's really difficult. I don't know any investor that can do it, not even Warren Buffett, for example. So you want to simplify that. You want to invest in the simple way. So and invest for the long term, buy really good companies at a really good price, for example, and hold it for forever. And that's the best way to invest, in my opinion, of course. So if you are to compound, if you want to compound your wealth over time, investing for the long time, you'll be better investing in stocks, bonds, or real estate. A good option for investors who are looking to protect your wealth from inflation or economic downturns, it will be gold. So this is my opinion. Gold is not the one of the best investments out there. You have really best choices out there to invest, investing in assets, investing in REIT, investing in bonds, treasuries. For example, now we have rates going higher. That is an option there again. So in conclusion, to end this video, gold can be a valuable part of a diversified portfolio, but it's important to understand its limitations before you invest. If you have watched this video until this time, you already know what their limitations are. But if you are looking to invest for the long term and you want to compound your wealth, you are better off investing in other types of assets. If you are like me, I'm still young, I have an investment horizon of 20, 30 years, 40 years maybe. I have a lot of time and I want to compound my wealth, and that's why I'm doing this channel and why I'm sharing my work with you guys. But however, if you are close to retirement and you want to preserve your wealth, gold could be a good option, and you might want to take a look into it. So that's my unpopular opinion on gold. I hope you learn something in this video, and if you were looking to gold and if you have your doubts going off now, I hope you find this video useful, and if you find it useful, guys, please like and subscribe. Bye guys.